Good evening, world. Good evening, Africa. Good evening, J-Town, my very own city. Yes, you heard me right. And I am your number one boy on radio, K to the E to the LLY, Kelly the Psalmist. And I feel so glad to be here for the 4th edition of your very number one relationship and movie show, Hat and Flicks. And unfortunately, I am not here with Nirot Kidgak, the Black Diamond, for reasons beyond her control. She can't be here. Please bear with us. I know this is the 3rd time this is happening, but please bear with us. I'm very sure by next week she'll be here and we'll be doing the show together. So today on the Hat and Flick show, for the relationship segment, we'll be talking about something very, very interesting. Now, who are we talking about today? We're talking about Michelle Obama. Yes, we're talking about the former First Lady of the United States of America. What did she do that she is in our relationship segment for the Hat and Flick show? You get to find that out after this time out. Stay. It's still Glass FM, your number one radio station.
I want to dance for Jesus. I want to grace for Jesus. They thank God, God no be man. God no be man. God no be man.
Are you looking for the best place to display your goods and services? Are you looking for how to take your business to the next level? Then let's be your plug. For sponsorship or advertisement, please call +234 3110 1001 or +234 81 288 03452. Glass FM, your number one radio station.
You are Odogu, Odogu, Odogu. You are Odogu.
Welcome to the relationship segment of your number one Hat and Relationship show. Like I said, the Hat and Flick show. And who do we have? Like I said, we have Michelle Obama. Yes, what is she saying? Michelle Obama is saying she doesn't want her daughters to rush into marriage. Yes, you heard me right. She doesn't want her daughters to rush into marriage. She said, I want to make their world bigger for them. I want to make their worlds bigger for them, she said. That's Michelle Obama right there saying she doesn't want her children to rush into marriage. And I think I really agree with her. And I think part of our topics today on the relationship segment is early marriage. A whole lot of people are rushing into marriage these days, and it's not about rushing. No, there's a whole lot to it. I remember someone saying one day that people need to even go through classes, read courses, read books about marriage. It's a whole thing. I always tell people this: wedding is a one-day event. Wedding is a one-day event, but marriage is a lifetime journey. You need to know that. We all need to know that, and we all need to take that very, very, very serious. It's not about rushing into marriage. Marriage is good. Yes, it's very nice. We want to marry, but let's not marry because of pressure from society. Now, she said something here that really struck me real hard. She said, too many young people are rushing to check the box of marriage before they even know who they are. And then they are surprised when they pick the wrong person or they don't know how to struggle through hard times, she said. She said a lot of people are rushing into marriage, but they do not know who they are yet. You need to discover who you are. That's one thing with marriage. You need to discover who you are. Now, this is Michelle Obama. Now, let me give you a brief back story about Michelle Obama. Now, the period when Obama himself was coming out for the presidency in America, mind you, he was the first, and he still remains the first black man to ever rule the United States of America, the most powerful country in the world. Some say the most powerful capitalist country in the world. Now, during that period when Obama was trying to come out for presidency, that was within 2007, if I'm correct, he received a lot of threats through emails, people threatening to kill him because he was about to become the first president and black president of the United States of America. Now, within this period, Michelle Obama stood by him. In fact, she didn't even want him to become the president of America because he was black. She was scared that he was going to die like Martin Luther King. I'm serious. But the kingmakers of America had to persuade her and assure her that everything was going to be fine. In fact, they even had to go to the extent of even asking for the Secret Service to protect Obama within his campaigning period for presidency at that time. But because Michelle Obama knew what she wanted at that period, she was able to guide Obama right from the campaign period till his presidency and till he left presidency. That's what marriage is all about. Now, a lot of people will feel like marriage is uneasy. It's not easy. Now, I'm sure maybe in the past, let me say, last 20 years before she met Obama, she wouldn't have believed maybe Obama would have one day become the president of America. But the kingmakers chose him. And it came with a lot of risk. And instead of running, she stood there and made sure that she was going to fight this battle bit by bit. And now she said her children, mind you, she has Maya, she has Sasha, who are 24 and 21 respectively. And she doesn't want any of them to marry early. She's so scared about it. She wants them to discover themselves. My people, this is me telling you, this is Kelly talking to you, my very dear listener. You need to discover yourself. Forget all those things. Don't let society pressurize you to marriage. Yes, people are marrying. Yes, Auntie A is marrying. Uncle B is marrying. Let him marry. But it's time to fix yourself. It's time for you to look at yourself. The spiritual aspect of your life is in order. If it's not in order, it's time for you to fix it up. Because let me tell you the truth about this thing. A lot of people want to rush into marriage, but they forget to use their singlehood and put it to the very best. Put it to the very best. Now, when you're single, it's very easy for you to fast without disturbance. It's very easy to come to your house and pray from morning to night. Nobody's going to disturb you. You have your time with God. And after, if you want to drink water and sleep. But when you marry, you won't have that time. You won't have that time to focus spiritually. When you're about to pray, say, Father Lord in heaven, I want to thank you for this day. You say, Daddy, Mommy. Nobody's going to give you that opportunity. And then you're like, oh, these children should allow me. I want to pray. Which children should allow you? God is saying, attend to those children. When I told you to spend time with me when you were single, you refused. So this is the time for you to this is the time for self-discovery. This is not the time for you to be tearing one another, tearing your mates one another. Use that mouth you're using to tear one another. Use it and try and sit down, talk to yourself. Try and ask God, what do you want for my life? Try and find out your purpose, because every man has a purpose for living. So try and discover yourself before you run it. Marriage is not I don't know how to put it. It's not for small children. It's not for small kids. So take your time. Make sure you know what you are doing. Make sure you know what you are doing. This is Michelle Obama talking to us, and I feel it's really something that we need to highlight these days, because I see a lot of people are so pressurized to marry, and it's becoming a phenomenon, and everybody's just like, that one never marry. She maybe because nobody like her. No. Take time. Calm down. Build yourself financially. Build yourself spiritually. Build yourself character-wise. Build yourself to the best limit you can. Then you can now start. I say the best limit, to the possible best you can, before you now think about marriage. Please, it's very, very important. It's very, very important. Now, furthermore, she said, I want my girls to spend some time with themselves, to develop some skills, to understand that they can make it with or without, that they can build their happiness with all the bells and whistles, and they can be happy if they choose to only focus on their career, to never have kids. I want to make their world bigger for them. This is something encouraging. This is something that we all should try and learn from. And she said this during her 30th anniversary with Obama. I think this was about a few weeks back. But we just decided to bring it on the relationship segment of the show, so we can all know that marriage is good, but it's not something that should be rushed. It's an institution. It's not an institution that we should just run into. It's something that we need to take our time, build ourselves, and then I believe after that, the Lord will help us, so that we don't rush into marriage and raise the wrong kids. Now, marriage is another thing. Parenting is another stage in marriage. You understand? It's like marriage is a faculty. Parenting is a department in marriage. So we all have to make sure that we are doing the right thing. Take your time. Build yourself. Read books. Do something meaningful with your life. Like Apostle Sema will say, leave those clothes. Leave all those things. Invest in yourself. Those things will look for you later. So try and make use of your time. Do well with your time. This is the opportunity for you, especially if you're in your 20s. I'm talking to you directly. Please do well to make use of your time. Now, example of movies to watch out for when you're talking about marriage. You can watch The Wedding Party. Very, very beautiful movie. It's an Nigerian movie. Check it out. It's talking about a marriage, and also a couple of other films too. Yes, you can check on them about marriage. So before I head straight to the movie segment, let's take this quick break, and then we'll play you the trailer of a movie that you get to find out in the movie segment, and then we'll play you the soundtrack. So stay. It's still Heart and Flick, and I still remain your humble boy, K to the E to the LLY, Kelly DeSamis. Go nowhere.
Last FM, your number one radio station.
Let the aeroplane of my enemy crash into the sea.
One day I will leave this house and I'll never return. Maybe finish work home. Where they go house now?
Sam, this is my beautiful friend, Joy.
This might sound crazy, but I like you very much.
You know we'll always be together.
I just heard from God. He told me to get into ministry, just like my father.
Praise the Lord. Today, we're going to be talking about money.
I need money. I need a lot of money.
You are under investigation.
I cannot let that murderer get away with my sister's death.
The pressure to just be that person that everyone wants you to be, that man of God, it was too much.
There is no smoke without fire. Don't!
What kind of business are we into?
I thought that you were redeemable.
You have very little time to change your ways.
Welcome back to the movie segment, and that was the trailer of You Get to Find Out, and that was the soundtrack of You Get to Find Out. So we're going to be talking about some of the movies that made waves in 2022, honestly. And when I say in 2022, I'm talking about in Nollywood. Yes, in Nollywood, to be specific. Our very Nollywood, or they call it the new wave Nollywood. Yes, movies that made waves in our new wave of Nollywood. I'm giving you 10 movies that made waves in our new wave Nollywood. We have Selena, we have Blood Sisters, we have Glamour Girls, we have Man of God, we have Amina, we have Fine Wine, we have Swallow, we have Anikulapo, we have The Man for the Job, and we have Baby Maker. And I'll be discussing about some of these movies. For example, we have Blood Sisters. Blood Sisters was intriguing. There was no dull moment in that particular film, The Blood Sisters. It gave us the vibe. The limited series gave us everything we needed. And what was Blood Sisters talking about? The movie was telling us about two ladies who were best of friends from different ethnic groups and who became fugitives after murdering Kola, who was into domestic violence and so on and so forth. And this story it took us way around, and I thumbs up to the directors, late B Bandelime, so rest in peace, and Kenneth Gang, our dear own Kenneth Gang. Very, very great piece there, and I love the music score. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. And then the next, I don't want to talk about, I mentioned Glamour Girls. Glamour Girls didn't really make it for me, no offense, but it's among the movies of 2022. Yeah, it tried, it made it for, I also saw Amina was also on the list. I don't know why Amina is on the list. Yeah, but it's still among the movies that made waves in 2022. But personally, if I was to do this list for myself, Amina shouldn't be there, Glamour Girls shouldn't be there. And then we have movies like Fine Wine, which is featuring Mofe Damijo. Very great movie. It talks about a wealthy man who fell in love with a woman much younger than him, and then we saw the whole thing that went on. The likes of Ego Nwosu, Ademola Adeyoyin, Zainab Balogun were in the movie. Very nice movie. And then the movie that we just played you, the trailer and its soundtrack. I'm sure you want to hear that. Man of God. A lot of people developed a lot of theories for this film. A lot of people even felt the film was blasphemy, it was against Christianity. It created a lot of arguments and conversations. And for me, if a movie doesn't create a conversation, and I mean a very meaningful conversation, I don't think your movie you've actually sent a message. But Man of God really made a lot of people talking. Honestly, it really got a lot of people talking, especially with the part of how he presented pastors and so on and so forth. But it's film. And what is Man of God talking about? The movie talks about the struggles in the Christian faith, the life as a clergy, and then the living as a clergy child, with high hopes being placed on such people by church members. It's very honestly, I can relate. You can easily relate to with the Man of God film. And children of pastors, a lot of people expect from you a whole lot, especially people like us here, even me that's talking to you, that we are kids of pastors. A lot of people are expecting a whole lot of people, expecting you to be like a perfect person. Don't forget that we are mortals. And I'm not giving an excuse for us to see, because the talk say there's this saying that pastor picking way bad pass, but I'm not saying that pastor children should be bad because they are in the flesh, but we should all know that they are also humans and they can make mistakes. So there's this kind of high expectation society puts on people, especially when they are children or offsprings of pastors. But Man of God really explained that it's very relatable, and movie won awards at the AMA. Very great display by actors such as Aka Nani and Osas Igadoro. Really killed the movie. They gave it the very best representation it deserved. And now one movie that also generated a lot of conversations, Anikulapo by Kunle Afolayan. And I must give thumbs up to Kunle Afolayan. When he does movies, he makes sure he gives it the very best. Now he had to even create his own film village for this movie. So wherever you are, this is Kelly giving you a shout out. Oh shit, sir, with more respect, sir. More respect. When you are doing film, please do it with the whole of your heart. Don't do it haphazardly and half-heartedly. Please. Kunle Afolayan is one filmmaker I feel a lot of filmmakers should emulate. He's not trying to copy American style. He's original to the core. When you watch movies like Figurine, Oktoberfest, this is one that is very historical conscious. And I'm one of the people in this industry that is so passionate about films having historical undertones with them, because we seem to be forgetting our history a whole lot of times. We forget our history. You're watching an American film, they're talking about 9/11. You're watching an American film, they're talking about John F. Kennedy's assassination on the 22nd of November 1963. You hear several things. You are getting educated, but here nobody wants to tell us about Murtala. Nobody wants to tell us about the 1993 election. Nobody wants to tell us about Abacha. Nobody wants to. These kind of things reflect in our films, and that's why we give a lot of respect to Kunle Afolayan. And Anikulapo was one movie that really nailed it. Then this leads me to part of the things I've given the 10 movies that made waves in 2022. Now I want to head straight to some of the things that actually also made waves in the industry. That's the Oscar. Pure disappointment, embarrassment to the whole world. We must always show ourselves. Now I'm not going to mention names because I don't know, this 2022 is not my violence here, so I'm not going to drag anybody or do anything. I don't even drag people. I don't even advise that you drag people, but I'm not mentioning any names here. But it's such a disappointment to those in charge of the Oscar committee. You should really be ashamed of yourselves. And it's not just about resigning. You guys were there. You guys knew the system. You guys, in fact, it's not even about resigning. The system has been spoiled. And now you guys are making it very hard for we upcoming filmmakers to have hope in this industry. But thanks to the likes of Netflix and everything, but Oscar. You know what it means for you to get an Oscar recognition. Now we had films like Anikulapo, and we had films like King's Horseman, and we have King of Thieves making it on the Oscar committee and then all sent back. I don't want to bring another controversy, but that was one of the worst things that happened to Nollywood in 2022, and please let's not allow it to repeat itself in 2023. Let's get our acts together. Against 2023. If people are to be fired, let them be fired. Let's restart it. Please. Let all these embarrassments we don't not showing ourselves in a very negative and very bad way. Let's not show ourselves like that in 2023. See Uganda. Now some people say I'm saying it because we have branch in Uganda, but let's be sincere with ourselves. Uganda at least got about 2 or 3. I think they sent about 2 or 3 of their movies for. I think no, it's 2 of their movies to the Oscars. That's to show you people are doing something. Nigeria were the giant of Africa. I really feel bad saying this. I wish we work on this. But then another thing that also helped Nollywood, that really shaped Nollywood in 2022 was indie filmmakers. I'm so happy indie filmmakers are really doing a lot. Honestly, without support, these guys are really doing well in the industry. And if you're an indie filmmaker out there, wherever you are in Nollywood, this is I giving you thumbs up. You are doing well. Most of these films we are seeing, I mentioned, are made by indie filmmakers. This Man of God, Bolanle, Austin Peters, films that were done by indie filmmakers. So please, this leads me to the government saying, please try and support this industry. It's not about going to cinema to go and watch our films. Let's try and make sure that all these things are put in place in 2023. I know I'm still wasting my saliva. I remember the other time Ano Gochiku came here, we are overemphasizing on the need for government to support films, but I'm sure it went from one year to another year and it went out and then it dispersed in the air and nobody even cared to even check but it's fine. We'll continue to repeat it. We'll continue to hammer it here so that our industry will grow. Our Nollywood will grow. We have the talent. We have people who are willing to work, but they need encouragement. Look at these indie filmmakers, see what they are doing. How much more these guys get the support they need? How much more these indie filmmakers get the full support they need? Do you know how far this industry is going to go? So that's it on the movie segment. Today, I've given you the movies that made waves in 2022 in Nollywood, hoping by next week. I'm supposed to have given it. Maybe by next week I'll try. I'm sure this is our Christmas, the Christmas Eve show. This is where I wrap up the show, and you can follow us on social media handles. On Facebook is Glass FM, on Instagram is our Glass FM radio station, on Twitter is Glass_FM. You want to WhatsApp us is +234 81 288 03452. I'll take it slowly. +234 81 288 03452. This is me saying my BYE. See you next week, Saturday.
Glass FM, your #1 radio station.